all of the people, but some people where the word spirituality has become like the word God was, like you shouldn't be talking about God or you shouldn't be talking about spirituality, because some people in the spiritual niche, self-labeled spiritual teachers, have done what is not right. So we have a lot of influencers, a lot of people in social media attacking, people like Till Swam and Tino Massaro, etc., or defending themselves. I don't know. I don't have facts. And we have a lot of the community really appalled by people that have used spirituality in ways that are not meant to be used, or for abuse, or for excusing behaviors, right? Cult leadership mentality, all that stuff. So it's super important, because for me, I have seen how it has been challenging for many years before to even say like, hey, I'm a spiritual teacher. I literally teach spiritual ancient knowledge for the modern times, right? But it's so important to step out of the closet and to know that people are going to be antagonistic or in favor of, regardless of what you choose to be. Christian, loyal, a chef, someone that cleans bikes. There, people are always going to find something to complain of. The thing is, whatever you are, spiritual, no spiritual, Christian, no Christian, Catholic or not, Republican or Democrat, be a good one. Live with good core values. Think of the community. Think of doing good with people. Live with strong foundations like Sofia and Grace are doing, with focusing on safety for the community, focusing on delivering these incredible aspects of life, which are really important, of magic, of mysticism and love. So Grace, again, so how can people find the divine intervention moments in their life? And I know you say life is the greatest intervention, but there's some people going through deep depression. There's some people that haven't done their inner work. What can you tell them in their language in a way that they can begin to notice the sacred moments, the mystic moments, the divine?
Okay, well, first of everything, we are all spiritual beings. I mean, we are spiritual beings having a human form, a human experience. So everybody, it doesn't matter what language you speak or what color you are or what religion you are. We are all spirituals having this exquisite moment of being alive in this time. So uh, the depression, the despair, all the things that are happening in the planet, and I know a lot of people are going through a really rough times. They are really like doors to be open for to find the light. I always say that all the things, the bad things, if you can say, or the difficult, the challenges, are blessings in disguise. That's why we are alive in this human form, because this is a school. I mean, this is the place where we grow up, when we grow through evolution. And one of the things that I highly recommend to all the people that I talk to is to do the shadow work, is to do all the things that it's really hard to look at for yourself, but that's the gem, that's the blessing in disguise, that every time that you go through a really rough time, there's a lot to be found inside of you. I always say this is an inside job. I know that there's a lot of gurus, and even the gurus said, they prophesied this time of life, of humanity, that you will forget about the gurus, not because they are not good or they are some good or bad, whatever, they are humans as well, but that we're going to find the guru within us, which guru
I
means
love that.
from the
Yes.
dark to the light. So this is a time for us to go from the dark to the light with our inner wisdom. And everybody can tap into that because it's in our DNA. Everything that the divine has, we have it, because we are coded in that DNA to be part of that divinity, as a drop, as a wisdom of the ocean of love. Well, that's what I think.
Wow, I love what you just said, the end. And this is the true spiritual path or spirituality, it's so important what you said, because I see a lot of young people the same age as Sophie going against that, going like taking a stand of like the spiritual community is just blah, 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 is just full of trash. I've known people like that because of what they have suffered with one or two people. But the generalization of spirituality being bad or being good, or mindset being bad or being good, I got a lot of of lashback when I decided to study with Tim Grover, the author of Relentless and Winning, because Yvonne, if you're spiritual, why are you going to study with someone that teaches mindset? I'm like, because I want to be mind sane. I want to bring sanity into my mind so I can bring more power into my spirit and I can do things that are right. But what you just said, Grace, is so important for the young community and for anyone that has gotten a bad taste about what spirituality is. Spirituality is not what the new age community attributes it. It's not seeing ghosts. It's not, lighting an incense. It's truly what Grace just said, is finding the teacher within, is doing the deep shadow work, is going deeper and deeper into yourself until you are home, until you don't run away from home anymore, which is within, until you stop saying lies, the little lies, the big lies, they are all lies, and you can be honest and truthful individual that represents spirit, that represents your soul and God in society as a good human being. Oh, I got a rant. Okay.
Mm.
So, Sophie, what do you think for the young community? And we have a couple of minutes left. As a young person that you represent that age ground, and you probably see a lot of people being afraid, as you said, of coming out of the closet, or they have gotten experiences where it hasn't been good for them. What do you have to recommend for them? What divine intervention can you offer to them?
I think the best advice that I can give is, as Grace say, we are living in human bodies, and we came here and we are here, at least of how I understand it, to experiment and to learn. So whatever you're doing, just do it fully. And if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If a spirituality doesn't feel good for you, maybe it's not the way for you to reach whatever you want. But if it feels good for you, and and it's
Exactly.
just the fear of what are others going to say of me. There's
Right.
people like us, like Grace, like Yvonne, like me, who are here and we believe in this and more.
And this and more. And we still like fashion, and we still like very nice things, and we still like to travel, and we like to do it all. And we don't consider ourselves we're not going to put ourselves in a little niche of just spirituality based on what others think, but what our spirit guides us in what feels right to us. That's super important, Sophie. Anyways, girls, so you have your podcast. Where can people find it? And we'll make sure to put it everywhere. It's called Divine Intervention. Tell us, where can they find it?
You can find it on Spotify. On Spotify, we will leave the link in here. But also, if you follow our social media, you can also find the podcast, and you can find the live streams that we do every now and then, talking about the divine intervention. So we'll share our social media in the copy of this
Yes,
episode.
we'll share everything with you. And just for the people that only speak English, right now they're doing divine intervention only in Spanish. I know. That's why I wanted to bring them at least to have one podcast episode in the Spirituality Now podcast, so that existed. If you know anyone that speaks Spanish, send them that podcast, because it's truly feel packed with joy, fun, magic, and wisdom. That's what it's a public tribute to them. And any plans to do any episodes, maybe one every 2 months? Look at me, divine intervention. One every 3 months, all in English. Any plans?
Oh, yes. Yes, we will do it. Definitely. We have been talking about that. So that's coming soon.
Even
Oh,
mentioning that is a divine intervention to do podcasts in English.
ooh. Well, I'm so excited. I feel like the godmother for some reason,
You are.
the
You are.
godmother
You
to,
are
I
the
don't know. I don't even remember the music of the Godfather, but like that, the godmother in that regard.
We will make the music for the godmother.
Oh my gosh, that will be so amazing. So, any blessing that you would like to leave, any words for the community, both Sophie and Grace, a short blessing each of you for our listeners?
I would like to say something that came up to my mind these last few days, and it's like justice is not the same as truth. That's something to be
Wow.
remembered.
No, no, no. I cannot wait. Tell me a little bit more about that. Yes, please describe.
Okay, because justice, we've been seeing a lot of things about justice, about what is just, what is not just. And then I realized that justice has nothing to do with truth. It's just one's perspective of people or perspective of a political party or perspective of whatever you want to name it. Justice is it's in the realm of human mind. And the truth goes beyond that. So you cannot equal that. So once you start realizing that justice is at one level, a lower level, and the truth is a higher level, things will change for humanity. And things
Wow.
will change for ourselves in our lives. That came up to me a couple of nights ago.
Wow. Well, that's the message from Grace. Now I'm like, all my hairs on my body are like, so powerful. And I'll have you back in the podcast for a solo podcast, Grace. We'll talk about more of that. How about your blessing, Sophie, before we leave?
What can I say after that powerful?
I know.
I wish I had gone first, but no. The message I want to share is that the truth is that thing that feels right inside of you, that thing that just makes click inside of your soul, and that thing that will always take you to the correct path for yourself. And just a friendly reminder that you are the creator of your reality.
And amen. And with that, we close this episode of this week with the amazing Sofia Montero and the gorgeous fifth element, Grace Terry. That's how I call her. We love you all. Thank you so much for following the podcast. Thank you so much for sharing it. Please subscribe. Please send your comments. A lot of people send me private messages. I'm not sure how we're communicating that. Instead of private message, please feel free to leave it where the podcasts are published. You are on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Amazon, Alexa, Sonos, wherever is your preferred path or venue to listen to us. Remember, we're a free podcast. The more you share us, the more we can continue to come and contribute to you. Hopefully something that is good and something that resonates and serves your soul. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Un besito. Adios. Thank you for listening to the Spirituality Now podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform and share us with a friend. To learn more about how to live more present in the moment and take your faith into action, visit thelaflorteachings.com/faith to access the free training of 21 Days of Faith in Action today.